Hey guys, how's it going today? Welcome back to another episode of Tales of Barry. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day, and I hope that this video can give you all some good laughs. I don't exactly remember when this story happened on the Japan trip. It was either day 1 or it was day 2, but we were still in the same room as the previous story. It was around 4 p.m. and I just got out of a shower. I felt pretty nasty after all the flying and such, so I wanted to clean myself. I came out of the bathroom already dressed, and Grant has around 2 plastic bags full of stuff. He gives me something and says, "Dude, you gotta try this." I look at it, and I'm not even really sure if it is edible. It has the texture of wood, but it looks like the nut in a walnut. I put it in my mouth. As I do, Grant says, "Doesn't it taste awful?" I say, "Yes, that thing really sucks. Is it even edible?" "I don't know." So here is Grant, just giving me stuff from a convenience store that he does not even know if it is edible. "Here, have this. It'll cleanse your palate." He hands me a piece of seaweed. Now this I'm fine with. I eat it, and then he pulls what looks to be a juice pouch. This is something called protein jelly or something like that. He opens it and gives it to me. I say, "Nah, I don't think so. You try it first." He takes a sip of it and almost gags. "There is no way that it is that bad. Let me see." I take it from his hand and take a good drink of it. Not that you can really drink it. It's like slurping or something like that. Anyway, this thing really sucked. Like, it was awful. It had these pockets of rice-shaped things of what must be protein surrounded by this thick liquid with the artificial flavoring of grape. So this really sucked, and it shows up more in the upcoming stories, as this was basically the antagonist of all of the adventure. Next thing Grant pulls out is something called vitamin lemon C, which might confuse you because let's face it, lemon is not a vitamin, but I think it was some sort of vitamin mix you were supposed to dilute with water. We decided to just take it straight. Anyway, this was almost actually good, but very sour. Had this weird tangy aftertaste. That was the biggest problem with it. After trying some other things he had in his bag, I had this crazy idea. We should go down to the convenience store and just choose 3 things that we think are edible, and then make them into a drink. Then we will force the other one to drink it. If they can't drink the whole thing, then they lose. I had to also add a rule when we got there about at least one ingredient being a liquid, because all 3 of Grant's chosen things were solid. So after browsing what the store had to offer, I had my lineup, and I knew for sure that Grant was going to struggle with this. You see, I have this problem with textures of certain food, and it makes me truly unable to eat them. So I used this to my strength. I was not going to play around with heat or flavor, I was going to play around with texture. I grabbed vitamin lemon C, a can of peaches, and the all-famous grape protein jelly. You see, we have 3 different textures here, plus some sour. I can't exactly remember what Grant took, but I'm going to do my best to remember. I believe it was hot Fritos, the inedible wood walnut thing, and vitamin lemon C. As you can see, he was playing with flavors and some sort of inedible wood or nut thing. I had this in the bag. We get back to the hotel room. We now have a new problem. It doesn't seem like we have anything to put these drinks in. I peer around the room, and there on a shelf sit 2 really good looking Japanese teacups. Before I continue, I want to say anything that could be seen as disrespectful, I am sorry. We were very simple and stupid teenagers from America who have grown from their mistakes. So I go and grab these teacups and saucers, place them on the table, and we start crafting our heinous drinks. I start off with the protein jelly, then crack open the can of peaches, and top it off with some vitamin lemon C. I don't see the order of which Grant does this in, but it doesn't really matter, as his were mostly dry, so it didn't really matter. I, on the other hand, were going for different layers. We both finish and we switch teacups with each other. Now this was not really official, as you just had to finish the cup of liquid. We kind of had a time requirement, but not really. Anyway, I started off, right away I have a problem. Grant, how am I supposed to get through this? I hold up the unedible wood nut. He shrugs. As long as it is in your mouth when you drink it, I think that's fine. Okay? I just kind of slide it into my cheek and drink this thing. It is filled with soggy, sour, spice Fritos, which are pretty awful as far as texture and flavor goes, but I push through the drink and drink all of it. It was really bad, but nothing at all what I think Grant is going to have to endure. Is there anything I should know about this drink before I start? He asks. No, nothing. Just drink it. He starts by taking a little sip. Not too bad. I think he got the mixture of sweet from the peaches and sour from the lemon sea. I started getting a little worried that my plan was not going to work, though. Why don't you stir it around a little bit? It might have settled a little. He takes his finger and plunges it into the teacup and gives it a little stir. Takes a sip, throws back his head, and gags. He got a mouthful of protein jelly and peaches in his mouth, and refused to drink any more of it. Well, looks like I won. He nods with his head down. Now, we have to dispose of these drinks. I look around for something to put the drinks in, but there is really nothing. I come up with yet another amazing idea. I bring the teacups to the toilet. I figure that it can probably handle some protein jelly and peaches. I toss it in and flush. Then, with teacups still over the toilet bowl, my mind lights up. I am a fucking genius. I slap my foot right on the toilet seat, press the button on the toilet, make sure one of the cups is over the bidet spout, and I will be damned. It cleaned those teacups with such force, there was nothing left behind in them. I thought it did such a good job, I put those freaking cups right back on the shelf, and we never touched those cups again. Anyway, guys, that is all that I have for you guys today. Let me know what you guys thought of this story in the comments. If you guys like this, please hit that like button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys like what you saw, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I would also like to thank the Patreons that support this channel, and if you too would like to support this channel, you can visit my Patreon in the description down below. Thank you all so very much for watching. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.